June 22nd, 1791, I'm standing in the swampy wilderness along the Potomac, watching President Washington himself examine my plans for what will become the most important city in the Americas. The pressure is absolutely intense. They're asking me to design a city from scratch, not just any city, but one that needs to flex on every European capital while we're still basically broke from the war. My name is Pierre Charles L'Enfant, and this is the AP U.S. History My Story podcast. Washington handpicked me because I redesigned Federal Hall in New York where he was inaugurated. So, when Congress passed the Residence Act in 1790, creating a new federal district, Washington was like, get me that French architect who actually understands grandeur. The site was a hot mess. Swamps, forests, and two tiny ports called Georgetown and Alexandria. People thought I was absolutely unhinged when I proposed a city for 800,000 people. Bruh, the entire U.S. only had 4 million, but I wasn't designing for 1791. I was designing for the centuries ahead. Wide diagonal avenues cutting through a grid, ready for the invention of cars. Parks and public squares. I knew democracy needed spaces where citizens could gather and protest. You're welcome. The drama was absolutely peak. Landowners were big mad when we told them their property was getting seized for the greater good. One dude named Daniel Carroll started building a mansion right where I planned a street. So I had my workers tear it down while he was at dinner. Savage. Washington was low-key impressed, but high-key worried that I was starting beef with every powerful person in the district. Let's be real about what my design actually meant for America. My plan physically separated the Capitol, White House, and eventual Supreme Court into a triangle of power. That's checks and balances in actual stone and space. The location was galaxy-level brain politics, right between North and South, on a river that connected the western frontier. It addressed all the regional tensions from the Constitutional Convention. Plus, unlike European capitals built for kings, every avenue in my plan led to the Capitol, because in America, the people's house is to be the main character, not some monarch's palace. It was giving democratic energy before that was even a thing. So here's where it gets tragic. In March 1792, Washington fired me. He got pressured by the commissioners who wanted a loser basic grid like Philadelphia, and I was like, hell no, this is the capital of the future. But here's the thing, they mostly stuck to my plan. I spent the rest of my life broke, watching other people build my vision and get all the credit. So every time you see those iconic shots of the National Mall, the Capitol Dome, those diagonal avenues that become protest routes, that's my blueprint from when America was still figuring out what it even meant to be an American. Like, follow, and share the AP U.S. History My Story podcast, because these stories hit different when you hear the original voices that shaped our country.